There are times when you may want to allocate an other earning in your Abra Payroll system. Currently, there is no direct way to allocate other earnings manually in Abra. However, with version 7.8, there is a way to achieve this. First, let's describe the scenario. We have an employee named Albert Albright. And Albert Albright is the VP of Engineering. Albert is currently in the Division of Engineering with the Department of Manufacturing. Albert referred an employee to work in our organization, William Beckman. William is the VP of Sales and Marketing in the Sales and Marketing Division and the Marketing Department. Our organization pays a referral bonus to any employee that successfully refers a candidate for hire in our organization. However, we'd like the referral bonus to allocate to the division and department of the new hire and not the division and department of the employee that did the referring. There are basically 3 steps you need to perform to be able to allocate other earnings in your Abra system. First, we want to visit Payroll, Rules, Earning Codes. Once inside Earning Codes, you want to select the earning code in question. In our case, we're talking about a referral bonus. You want to review all the setup of the referral bonus, including the General tab and the General Ledger Distribution tab. However, the true feature lies within the Other tab. Within Other, you want to make sure that Include in FLSA Calculations says Yes. Warning: if you use FLSA overtime calculations in your Abra product and you turn this earning to Yes, this earning will now be used for overtime calculation purposes. We're going to click OK and go back to our main menu area. Our next step is to edit what shows up on our timesheets when we record time for our employees. There are 2 ways we can access what is on a timesheet. First, visit File, User Preferences, and within File User Preferences, visit the Timesheet Layout tab. This tab allows us to build the timesheet sort order and also the grid columns on our timesheet. Please note, if this timesheet grid column says user defined, we can then select the columns that we wish to see on our timesheet under this user preferences. If the timesheet grid columns says pay group defined, we must visit the pay group area to edit our timesheet grid columns. In this scenario, we'll have to leave this area and go to pay groups. The second area to edit a timesheet would be Payroll, Rules, Pay Group Setup. For each pay group, we need to open the pay group in question, go to the Time Entry tab, click on the Column Selection button, and review and edit the time entry columns for our timesheets. In Abra version 7.8 and beyond, there are some new available fields that you can add to your timesheets. The important one we want to look at here is Amount. Highlight Amount, click Select to move it over to the right-hand side. All items on the right will show up as column selections on our timesheet entry. I'm going to click and hold the button beside Amount and drag it up close to Hours Units. Now, I'm going to click OK. I'm going to click OK to save my changes, and I'm going to repeat that process for my other pay group. Once I'm finished with the setup, I can now begin allocating other earnings in my Abra system. If I go to Payroll Processes, Enter and Update Timesheets, I'm going to select the company that I wish to enter timesheets for, the pay groups and employees, and click OK. Let's find Albert Albright. Let's pretend that Albert Albright gets his normal earnings for this week. And you'll notice that it automatically defaults to his division and department. And now we wish to allocate the referral bonus in the amount of $250 to the sales and marketing division and department. On the other earnings screen, we will add that earning code with a start date and stop date and the dollar amount. However, you'll notice that there is no way to allocate on this other earnings tab to divisions, departments, or jobs. The trick is to not enter a dollar amount under the other earnings tab. Instead, click apply to save the changes that you've made to other earnings. Currently, this employee will get a referral bonus that is active in the amount of $0. Because we have FLSA selected as yes for this earning code, we can now use this earning code on the timesheet entry area. When I go to the next line for code and drop down my list, you'll notice that 47 referral bonus, which is a flat other earning, now appears in my timesheet entry. I have the ability of entering a dollar amount on this screen as opposed to the other earnings screen. I can also change divisions and departments to further allocate that other earning. I can now click OK to save my changes. Next, we're going to run a trial payroll so the system properly calculates and allocates earnings to the proper areas. And the process is complete. We're now going to run a final payroll. After final payroll, I would proceed to the rest of my payroll processing procedures, including printing my checks, direct deposit advices, and creating my ACH file. Once all of these processes are complete, I can review the labor allocations. I created a payroll query called Labor Allocation Report. This particular report is going to show me an employee's earnings as distributed by divisions and departments. When I click Run Query for this particular pay period and look at the report, you will notice that Albert Albright has a number of entries. We see his regular pay of 80 hours being allocated to his standard department and division, and we also see the referral bonus going to that sales and marketing division and department. Please note, if your general ledger distribution is also tied to your organizational structure, your GL distribution will properly allocate as well. This concludes how to allocate other earnings in your Abra Payroll system. For more trainings like this, please visit HRMGSolutions.com for express training topics.